If you guys are trying to improve your mechanics in Fortnite, this video is going to outline some of the mechanic drills that I actually found helpful when developing my mechanics. I'm still trying to improve on my mechanics, and I'm about to kind of show you what I do to warm up my mechs when I'm trying to actually focus on them. So these drills that I'm going to go through, I actually found helpful. We might map jump a little bit here. I'll leave all the map codes in the description box below, but I'm going to show you the drills that I actually found useful in developing my mechs. So the first thing that I think a lot of players struggle with is actual edit timing, and it seems really stupid, but I'm gonna explain it to you guys kind of in depth on why we're doing this. A lot of people just go through this drill mindlessly and don't understand what they're even supposed to be doing. So in this drill, we have like this huge amount of map, like a whole bunch of floors. And the whole point of this is not to just try to edit down as quick as possible, which is actually useful if you're trying to just get edit speed really quick. The whole point of this is for people that don't use confirm edit release. I think there's a use for people that do have it on, but if you don't have it on and you're like me and you like to confirm your edits, when you open up an edit, you're going to have a blue tile, and then it's going to turn into a gray tile once you select it, and then you have to confirm it. The point of this drill, as far as I understand, is your objective is to shorten the time it takes you to actually select the wall and then turn this tile to a gray tile. So when I select the wall, I want the tile to pretty much be gray instantly. You shouldn't even really be able to see the blue. Versus someone that edits like this, you can see the blue versus you don't even really see the blue. So just to give you a comparison there, again, I'll show you really quick. This is what someone that hasn't practiced is going to look like. Edit, select tile, edit, edit, select tile, edit. And you might look like this when you're first starting, but what you want to do is go quicker on selecting the tile so that you don't see it. I haven't confirmed it, but then I can confirm it afterward. So it's this right here, the first part, not the actual confirmation, but the selecting of the tile that we're focused. You also can do this for doing double tiles. So you want to shorten the length that both these tiles are blue. So you can go like this. Versus someone that hasn't practiced will look like this. Also, you can really focus on your crosshair placement while doing this. This drill has definitely helped me in my edit speed and edit timing. Not so much speed as it has with timing. I think edit timing is super important and is a neglected mechanic in the game. After I've completed my edit timing, I'll actually do the entire stack, mixing between single tile and double tile edits. I'll go and do these piece control tunnels. Now, the reason I recommend you guys do this is if you're new, this is going to be really helpful and give you some ideas of how you should be moving your crosshair naturally. So I'm going to show you number one, for example, and I'll show you what it looks like. You're going to go ahead, for me, I always like to place this wall first, but you don't have to. You're going to edit it open, and then you're going to place your cone, floor, and then you're going to turn to the right and place your walls. And then you're going to put your cone and floor again, and then place your walls. And it's just the same thing again, cone and floor. And what this does is it gives you an idea. It gives you an idea of how your crosshair should be placed and how high you actually have to look, trying to minimize that while moving. I really felt like when I was struggling with my, piece control and just general mechanics, this allowed me to practice without being frustrated with having to place all the pieces. I only had to make one edit, which is very difficult when you're first starting. Like, I couldn't do this when I first started, believe it or not. So like placing the pieces in the right order, the cone, then the floor, then the wall, is hard enough without making a mess. And then making this edit and doing it again repeatedly, eventually you'll be able to do this really quickly and there's no difficulty. The goal is to keep your crosshair placement pretty tight, keep your movement consistent, try different movement patterns once you get comfortable, and try different ways of editing. Try editing from the bottom up, and then maybe the top to the bottom. And figure out which one works for you in every single situation. So that way when you are in the situation in game, you'll be able to move very fluently, and movement's not going to be the thing that's stopping you. So I'll usually do number one, and then I'll actually proceed to number two, which is a lot more difficult in my estimation. Here I'm going to place the wall, and then I'm going to place the cone and then the floor, do a double tile edit on the floor, then I'm going to edit open the cone, a single tile, and then do a wall, which is just a triple edit, right? And then I'll do the cone and the floor, and then the wall to the right. From here you can do either a cone or a ramp, doesn't really matter. I'll do a ramp for this purpose. Ramp, edit down, place the cone when you drop down, place this wall, and then do it again. It'll just be on the other side. All right. The goal here is just to be able to move freely. This will take you a very long time to get used to if you're not mechanically skilled, and I feel like this is one of the things that really helped me improve my mechanics. So for the next things that I found that helped me improve my mechanics, it was actually these crank simulators. Now this crank simulator has been around for a while and a lot of people know about it, but the way I used it that helped me improve was actually for my triple edits and double edits. So one of the things I did is I brought down my speed to something like 0.8 or something like that. You can even go slower, maybe like 0.6. I feel like 0.8 is a good spot. And I just practiced doing double edits. And what I did here is focus on like the best crosshair placement I could come up with when doing these. And that really helped me learn how to do crosshair placement for my double edits and my triple edits. You'll be able to really focus on your crosshair placement, which is super beneficial for those just learning. Because crosshair placement is pretty much half the battle when it comes to learning how to edit. But the thing that I did after that is what really helped me. And my brother kind of showed me, one of my friends, my brother actually showed me to do this at first, but apparently everybody's been doing it. I put myself to 1.6 speed and I just do the exact same drill I was doing before. So I might do double edits, and you don't have to do them back to back. You can take a break in between them, right? And what this does is it forces you to close down your edit speed. So it shortens the time you have to actually get the edit off, which is going to force you to edit quicker than usual. And you don't even have to go to like 1.6, you can do something a little bit slower. I feel like 1.6, if you're just starting, is going to be a little overwhelming. So even do something like 1.3. Yeah, and that will be enough. Right, and I might just do some free builds while on the speed, choking hard, but you get the idea. So after I've done that, I'll simply go back to the normal speed, and I'm telling you, this is like the most instant improvement you'll ever feel in this game. It's probably the most rewarding thing you can do. So it just feels like buttery, boringly smooth. Like I don't have to think at all. It just feels normal. And if you do that every day, I'm telling you, you guys will become so much better. Like at your mechanics, because you're taking yourself past your normal threshold on your basic builds, which will just make you more consistent. Alright, so now that I've done those two things, the thing I did with this, which was really helpful, I just leave myself on normal and I'd go watch good players, like people that just have mechanics. Maybe I see something they did in a video and I go on YouTube. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I can show you this. I'll bring it up. I literally go on YouTube, I look up someone like Polarized, and I wanted to see, okay, what did they do to get better? Or what did they do in this fight that I think was a good move that I would like to replicate? And I'd literally take their video and play it in like 0.025 speed, like 25% speed, because I don't know, I'm a little slow when it comes to learning things, so I had to play it really slow. Some people just put it down to like 0.75, you can notice everything, but when I'm looking at these players, I'm looking at their crosshair placement, I'm looking at what they placed and where they were looking when they placed them and in what order, and I was paying attention to every single detail so that I could replicate it the exact same, because these people that are at the higher levels, they have reasons for everything that they do, and like there's a reason why people place a cone before a floor. They don't just do it just cause, they do it because it makes sense. So I would watch them, and if I couldn't get it slow enough on YouTube, because for some reason some of these players are just super quick, especially when it comes to the mechanics, like people like Raider, I would take it into like an editor like Premiere Pro or whatever type of free editor, hit Film Express, and I would rate stretch it to the point where it was like frame by frame. It was pretty disgusting. And what this allowed me to do is replicate what they're doing in here in a free build setting. So one of the moves I'm going to eventually teach you guys that I really liked by Polarized, I seen him do once, is he went out of a triple edit like this, he placed the floor, jumped up, placed his ramp, placed his other ramp, then placed his cone, then placed this wall, then edited this ramp like so, then turned to the left, then went ahead and edited this, then went like this, put a floor and a cone, edited the cone like this, and then went out like this and continued to free build. That sequence, the only reason I memorized that sequence, and it's a good sequence, I use it all the time, especially this part coming out of the triple edit. I use it all the time. Let me see, this part here where you go like this and you go like this. Wow, I just slaughtered that. This right here, this little sequence here, I use all the time. And the only reason I learned that was not from my friends showing me step by step, but by simply watching someone and playing it in 2.5 speed or at a very slow speed that you can watch and learn from. If you want to improve your mechs, you got to watch people that have crazy mechs. You can only go so far with your own mechanics, so that's kind of like the third thing that you guys can be doing to improve your mechanics in the game, is watching other players and replicating them in slow-mo. So if you guys are trying to improve your mechanics, I'm gonna share you guys a little secret how you can kind of outpace your friends. So if you're not trying to go in FNCS Pro or anything like that, you just want to get good at the game, improve at the game, maybe one day you will go FNCS Pro or whatever, it doesn't really matter. But the thing that people don't understand is box fights and piece control, super important. And I know this isn't about piece control or box fights, this isn't what this video is about, it's about mechanics, and I'm gonna get into that. But if you're gonna practice mechanics, doing all these crazy retakes that you're never going to use most likely in a real game isn't going to help you that much. It's going to help you take you past your basic threshold, which is awesome, but you need to be really good at the basics. And to be honest, the moves in here are the basics. So if you're going to get good at mechanics and executing a simple sequence of edits, it might as well be the ones you're going to be using in game. So that's all I have to say, because there's a lot of people that choke this most simple edits in the game, like something like number 3. Even I choke them sometimes, but something like this, like if you can't do that, like if you can't open up a wall and place 2 cones above, you know, one above and one below, and then pump your guy and then place a wall over here and do the same thing, like that's mechanics. Like being able to crosshair placement, like, you know what I mean, like placing a cone above and below someone through a window, that's mechanics. You should be able to do that like easy. Like that shouldn't be a thought, that should just come naturally, right? So the reason why I like this for mechanics grinding, and I didn't realize this when I was doing it, is because this is what you're going to be doing. Like, yeah, you might catch someone off a cool retake, but in the end, you're going to be doing one of these moves in here to win the fight. Like the end of the fight, one of these drills will be in here, unless you're just droning them and spraying them down. It's going to be one of these moves. Like, it's just the way it is. Like if you have number 1, this move I've shown before on my channel. I use this so many times, like the amount of times, like even like this, I have a clip in my last video where I hit this, essentially like this right here. This is mechanics. There I had to place a cone above my opponent's ramp, above myself, below myself, then place both these walls, make an edit, peanut butter, piece them up, and then jump up and pump in the mouth. Like piece them up and then shoot them. Like that's not the average Fortnite player is not doing that. So this map here, this piece control map, if you just sit in one of the things, like for example, when I was learning to do my triple edits, I didn't go into free builds. I did this. So that I'm literally practicing my triple edit mechanic over and over again with a full piece cone afterward. Now I know that's not the same thing as like doing cool like stuff like side jumps and stuff like that, like where you're going like this, putting a cone in. Like I know that's not the same, but at the end of the day, when you're learning mechanics, I think is the best thing you can do is just practice small segments and execute them very well, and then eventually you can take those segments and sequence them together so you can be a better player. For example, in this scenario with this triple edit full box, pretend he wasn't there, I'd do this, right? And then I could even do something like this where I jump out the side and catch myself, right? But that might be a separate drill that I do on my own free time. Like I might do something like this, right? Full piece box. And then maybe I don't do the cone because he's above me. I might layer up like this, right? And do any kind of retake out of that. This is where I kind of started. So in here as well, we also have these tunnels. They're good. This is where I first found the tunnels. What else? Okay. Now, a controversial topic amongst, you know, creative warriors and stuff like that. In your settings, when you're looking at the building option in the game category, we have disable pre-edit option. Now, if you're first starting out, I cannot stress this enough, especially when you're learning your triple edits. If you're getting blueprint edit mistakes where you have a blueprint that's edited weird, disable your pre-edit option. Turn this on, because you're going to drive yourself crazy with this pre-edit because you don't have the timing down. And what this will do is it will allow you to make the mistake without the severe punishment. So hopefully this video kind of helps you guys improve your mechanics in Fortnite. This is what I ended up doing so I could get to where I am now. I'm nothing crazy, I'm not polarized or anything like that. Hopefully this video helps you guys. If you liked the video, please do drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.